What's going on, Gemini? We're going to go ahead and jump into your May 2023 mid-month reading here, and we're going to take a look and see what is going on with you for the rest of the month here. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see. Interesting, Gemini. Some of you may have Aquarius in your chart. If not, don't worry about it. Picking up on a lot of water here as well. Let's see, Gemini. Okay, this looks good. This reading so far looks really good, Gemini. You know, I feel for some of you, you've been looking for this internal peace and this internal happiness, and I feel like you're discovering it here. Yeah, there's been a lot of clearing you've been doing here, Gemini. Let me see if I can actually just move this mic up. Yeah, there we go. So there's been a lot of clearing I get that you've been doing. And it's almost like you weren't even really able to move forward in your life until you address something in the past. And when I say when you address something in the past, let me give you an example. Lately, I have been feeling in a rut, right? And I'm like, why am I in a rut? Like, what am I doing? What has brought me to this point of why I'm in a rut? And so what I did was I journaled, right? I just wrote out my thoughts. I just reflected, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to totally change my schedule. I'm going to change my routine. I'm going to get myself unstuck. And I get that feeling that's what you're going to be doing, and you may already have done it. But if not, that's just my story. That's just something I've recently done. I'm like, you know what? Something needs to change here. And so in order for you to move forward, it's like you have to address like the reasons why you're stuck, or the reasons why, you're in some sort of position here. So let's keep going here. Yeah, I feel like it's time for you to elevate here, Gemini. I feel like it's time for you to elevate. Let's keep going here. Interesting reading so far. I'm not gonna, even in your relationship department, it looks pretty good. I see some new opportunities coming your way. If you're already in a relationship, I see you two creating something new. So yeah, let's actually just keep pulling these cards, Gemini. Got courage here. Career looks like it's going to be doing well too, Gemini. Some of you are really starting to find the flow here. I like it. You got some choices here as well. It says choices and indecision. So you have an abundance of choices, I feel. Let me actually just put these up. You have an abundance of choices, I feel, that's coming up for you. So you start off here with the 10 of Cups. And again, it's like 10 of Cups, King of Cups, and you also have the Ace of Swords. What I'm picking up is like a lot of you are starting to find the flow, or are going to be starting to find the flow when it comes to your career and your work and stuff. And I see a lot of you, not only are you finding the flow, it's like I get that there's like you're starting to enjoy it, right? And maybe you don't really like where you are at this time, right? In regards to your career and your work and stuff like that. But so maybe you don't like where you're at. But the energy I'm getting here, it's like you sort of, like the resistance of things being so bad, or things being so, it's like almost like the inertia is being taken off of your current situation. And I get this more easy or accessible, flowy type of energy that you're getting into when it comes to your work. And I see you starting to really enjoy what it is that you're doing. I see a lot of you really devoting yourself, especially for the ones that are in a community. I see you really devoting yourself to your community. But even if it's not a computer, some of y'all could work with computers for that just to randomly come out. But even if it's not in regards to community, Aquarius can be about social groups, or about the bigger reason for things, right? And the Ace of Swords is when we have like a reason why, or we have a clear understanding why, a clear direction. And so I feel like it's very important for you to follow your intuition. But I'm also getting here, it's like, even if you're not in a community, this is about you sort of understanding like there's a higher ideal that you're striving toward and there's a reason why. And even if you don't like what it is that you're doing, it's like, even if you have that reason, right? Like say you want to change the way your career is going. You want to change the way you're doing your projects, or maybe you just want to just, whatever the case might be. It's the higher ideal that is allowing you to stay present in the moment, happy and devoted toward working toward the vision that you have here. Very, very interesting, Gemini. Really good reading. You got some good messages here, even from your higher self as well. Ace of Pentacles, the Sun card, and you also have the Hermit here in your relationship department, or your relationship sector here. When I say relationships, this is all relationships. This is also the way that you're relating to yourself and also to your relationships. This deals with your intimate partnerships. This deals with, friendship, community, all of it, right? So this is what I'm looking at, and we'll see, like the main energies that come out and what it wants to address. But I think there's just overall abundance and happiness and joy, and even in your relationship, Gemini. Ace of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the Hermit. And what I was picking up earlier when I first saw these three cards, I said there's an inner joy, there's an inner happiness that I feel like you're starting to find and you're starting to access here. It's like you don't really need relationships in your life, Gemini. Like you're not, it's some of you may have struggled with codependency in the past, but it's more so, it's like I don't see you struggling with that anymore. I feel like you're embracing your individuality here, your individual self. I feel like you're embracing not being necessarily lonely, but alone. I feel like you're enjoying your alone time. And I feel like it's not only you getting into an energy and a vibe of like enjoying your own company, that energy is starting to radiate out into your relationships, which is creating even better relationships with the Ace of Pentacles, right? And there could also be a newer, like for you singles out there, there could be a new relationship coming along. It could be with a Leo, a Virgo. It could be with really any sign. And for ones that you're already in a relationship here, there could be a newer thing you guys could be starting to manifest together or create together. And it could have to do with something like if you're a parent. So I know that's not all you, but you have the Sun card and the Hermit, which usually talks about the elder and like and childlike energy. So for some of you, it's like you could be doing something new with, or there could be a focus on children. But if it's not children, I know it's not all of you. I just see you getting very creative in your relationships. Spending more time with your relationships here as well. Very interesting. You have this energy signature card here as well. It says the past is in the present. And what I was saying at the very beginning of the reading is I see a lot of you here addressing things that needed to be addressed. And this can be on many levels, right? Sometimes we have to look at the current moment and we have to in order for us sometimes to really, and this is like the one thing that I've learned about astrology and the philosophy of astrology and what it should really be focused on and how we should really use it. And this relates to your reading because it relates to life. That in order for us to really truly be in the present, so one thing about the past, well, let's just be honest. Time is subjective, right? Think about it. When you have a boring day, right? Or when you're at a job or you're somewhere you don't want to be, time is slow, right? But when you're, out enjoying yourself and you're with your friends and you're having fun or whatever the case might be, time tends to speed up. So time is very subjective. And we can even say that the past is very subjective and we can actually change our past. Right? Now, we can't literally go back in time and change anything, but the way we perceive it, the way we understand it. And by perceiving the past in a newer light, by understanding the past in a newer light, we actually understand the present moment more. We're able to be more present in the present moment, right? And then by coming back to the present moment, by understanding the present moment, understanding the past, deepening our connection with the present, the future, we can let the future inspire us, right? Moving forward, So it is about being in the present moment, right? And that the future, like even when where I was going with this is like astrology. It's like too much of the time we're too caught up. Like even I think I see this in a lot of astrology and astrologers is like we let the future like give us anxiety or whatever the case might be, like when we see certain transits or whatever the case might be. And we're looking too much in the future rather than being in the present moment, right? And that's why we can also use transit to look at the past and see how the past has affected the present, and then how where we're at in the present and what's coming up in the future. But we let the future inspire like our present. So I hope that made sense. But I feel like there's like you've gone through and sort of did like you went through and now you're looking at things in order for you to be able to move forward. So very interesting. You have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands, and you have the Four of Swords here. And we're going to clarify all this, by the way, but you have the Ace of Wands, Seven of Wands, Four of Swords here. I feel like your higher self at this time, and also your future self, is wanting you to keep the motivation up. It's like, one thing I always say is like, we can't rush the process, but we can build momentum. And that's a true fact, and that's a true statement, right? Sometimes in life, it's like it takes us a while to get going, and it's not going to happen overnight. But if you stick to the process, you build momentum, and then it's almost like it's like a train, right? When a train gains its speed, you have momentum here. And so I feel your higher self at this time is wanting you to keep the momentum up, right? Also, I feel like balance is going to be very important for you. It's more so the way you organize your time, Gemini, right? How you manage your time and your energy. But I do feel like your higher self and your future self is like, hey, there's a lot of momentum to be built in the future, but you need to keep building it, right? Or if you already have momentum, then keep it going, right? Don't put the brakes on. Don't let the inertia come in, Gemini. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to like figure out this mic, so if it's too loud, but I think it's good right there. You have this choices and indecision. It says triangle, right? So you may have some options here coming up, but I feel like choices can be a good thing. Choices can be a good thing. Then you have this courage card. Well, courage relates to the fire element, and down here you have the most fire. So I feel like your higher self is wanting you to be courageous at this time, be bold, be assertive, right? Interaction with boldness. It's almost like Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, interaction with boldness. All right. All right, Gemini, let's keep going, baby. All right, we're going to clarify your reading now. Clarify this 10 of Cups for Geminis. Strength card. There goes the courage coming out again. So embrace more positivity and happiness. It's interesting. It's like you have to realize that you are a vibratory being, right? And things will influence your vibration. The music you listen to, the people you hang around with, the podcasts you listen to, whether or not your house is clean, your environment's clean, like all of that has a big influence on your vibration. And I think it's very important for you to manage your vibration as best as you can because life isn't always positive, right? Like we slip into negativity, but it's like if we can choose to be happier and happier, if we can choose to understand our vibration, understand like, yeah, we can be happier and happier and not necessarily just happy, right? There's an amazing woman. Her name is Naya's Corner of the Universe on YouTube. And I'm not going to sit here and explain what her whole channel is about. She actually passed away in 2020, but she left a knowledge of wealth behind, and she's just amazing. And she talked about being happier and happier and how the trap of humans just wanting to just be happy, right? We can't just be happy. Our mood our mood and our emotions will always change no matter what, right? And so it's just about being happier and happier, right? Like when you slip into an energy of lowness, it's like, what can I do right now to make me happier? Knight of Swords and the King of Cups is here. Yeah, I feel like this is just pure devotion. I feel like by having strong devotion and having strong intentions behind it, like what it is that you're doing for work and all that type of stuff, will lead you to quick results, fast results, better results. Emperor, Ace of Swords here. Yeah, sticking to your word is one thing that I'm hearing. Like if you tell yourself you're going to do something, do it. Or if you write down what it is that you want to do it. Right? No more excuses is what I'm hearing. I'm not saying you're making excuses, but hey, we're human. Sometimes we find the craziest reasons to not do something. Like, yeah. All right. You have the Wheel of Fortune here on the Ace of Pentacles in the relationship sector of your life. And yeah, I feel like there's good positive changes. There's newer things being created, and it's a very divine timing type of energy. And the Wheel of Fortune is also the archetype of Jupiter, so expect increases just in general in your relationships. Two of Wands and the Sun card. I see some of you actually going on a vacation, possibly, or going out and having fun, or doing something with a lover or somebody that you're meeting here. Yeah, this looks good. I feel like there's going to be a lot of, like, your morale is going to be boosted in your relationships. You know, the fire energy, the passion. Looks good. Ten of Swords, the Hermit here. You've done a lot of learning and searching about relationships as well, even from like the past and stuff. I get here that you've had quite the experience, huh, Gemini? A lot of experiences have led you to this moment to where you've learned a lot, and so your relationships are improving because of that. Even like the partners you pick, right? Say you're single, even the partners you pick, the people you invest your energy into, or that you sort of allow into your life, it's quite different than before. So it's like maturity is like very important for you. Page of Wands, Ace of Wands here from the message from your higher self. Be bold, interaction with confidence. I feel like your higher self is saying to you also, you know, whatever lights your soul on fire as well. I feel like it's time to take action. It's like almost like your higher self is like wanting you to trust it more. Like your future self is like wanting you to trust yourself more. Knight of Pentacles here on the Seven of Wands. Momentum. Build the momentum, right? The Knight of Pentacles is like, it takes them a while to get going, right? It's almost like Mars and Taurus type of energy. Some of you may have Mars and Taurus. It's almost like Mars and Taurus type of energy. It's like the momentum, you know, could take a while. But once it's there, it's there. Six of Swords, Four of Swords here. I feel like your higher self is wanting you to embrace the journey here as well. And yeah, to embrace the journey, Gemini. So, what an awesome reading. And that's what I got for you here, Gemini. So I appreciate y'all as always. If you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification button bell as well. You'll get notified whenever I upload your videos. And follow me on Instagram. I love interacting with y'all on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. Oh, if this video resonated with you, be sure to hit that like button. And otherwise than that, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, Gemini.